everyone, it's Lily here from Shine Bright Diamonds 2023, and I'm coming to you today on Monday, April 6th with another one of my weekly WIP'n chats. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy that you have found my little corner here on YouTube, and of course, those of you that are returning, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a WIP'n chat, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat is where I chat to you about what's been going on in my world. So feel free to pull out one of your projects and work alongside me, or treat this as a podcast, whatever floats your boat. So let's get into it, because I have quite a few updates since I did not have a WIP'n chat go up last week. But before I get into it, today's video, I will be working on a Diamond Art Club mystery kit, and it is Mystery Kit Halloween by Catriona Crayon. So because this is a mystery kit, it's a surprise what the image is. However, if you are someone who does not want to see any spoilers regarding this image, this may not be the video for you. I'm going to be brutally honest, you will see spoilers of this image because I will be working on a section of it and I will be chatting about it. So I do want to give a warning. However, if you still want to hang out with me for the next little bit, feel free to pull out a project. So let's get into it, because I am going to reveal the canvas in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Well, that was really lackluster, but I'm still on this kit. It's taking me forever. But on the bright side, I have made progress, finally. I don't know if you can see it, but I managed to finish like some more of the floral section, and I realized that I was actually working on little ghosties. So that's exciting, because when I sort of... Okay, sorry. Let me figure out how I want to word this. Everything's like beeping. Oh, it's a notification saying that at around midnight, what is that telling me? There is a chance of snow near me starting around midnight and going till 10 a.m. That's wild, because it's now like bright sunshine. Today's been really weird. I'll get into that in a moment. But over this past weekend, it was Easter here in Canada, and I had tucked this kit aside to work on my Easter mini dazzles. I'm seeing a drill that's like popping out here. Okay, whatever. And when I, finally put this and reset up my desk space to work on this project, I realized that when I finish this row, I'm pretty much halfway through this kit, which is crazy. It's definitely getting more colorful, which I'm happy about. So in terms of supplies, I have my release papers coming from Bee's Crafty Corner. I have one big one here because it's like the last section of this row. Normally I don't have giant sections for my mystery kit, but anyway. The tray that I'm using is this beautiful, I don't even know what shade this is. It's like a orange yellow gradient tray. It's two-tone. I got it from Yellow Dog Designs before they closed down, but their trays are my all-time favorites. But yeah, so I'm using one of the Yellow Dog Design trays. And then in terms of my pens, I have 2 pens going. The first pen is my Diamond Art Club Twist and Pick Sparkly Purple pen with, I believe this is a 7 multi-placer on the end. I am obsessed with this thing. And then I do have my Creations Moran pen here. This is sort of like the backup pen in case this one runs out of putty. But yeah, okay, so let's get into it, because I have quite a bit to talk about, and also to go over why I was like MIA last week, because it's just been a wild ride. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm trying to think. This is a lot of colors. Okay, I'm gonna grab, because of course the colors are like all the way on the other side of my disc. We're gonna go with the 310 and the weird little symbol. Okay, that, I want a 310. What else do I want as I'm working? You know what, I think I'll just start with that. We'll leave it at that for now. Okay, let's get into it. So, how are you? What is new? Like I had mentioned, it's been busy here. I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll start like 2 weeks ago. So my last WIP'n chat, I had just finished up with my March break and I had gone back to work, and going back to work was pretty chill, except when I went back to work. So for those of you that are new to my channel, I am a teacher here in Ontario, and typically in the spring is when we start doing like shuffling with opportunities for, like, if staff want to switch schools, they can do what we call like a voluntary transfer process. I did that a couple of years ago because I just wanted to be out of school closer to my home. And it's also the time of year where schools are organizing their staffing for the following school year. And typically during this time, schools are figuring out their budgets for the next school year. They're figuring out what courses will be offered to students. So I am a high school teacher. I guess I should have mentioned that. So there's a lot of movement that happens this time of year. And in my school, I've been there, this is my second year, but I've been teaching for a long time. So I have pretty high seniority, just in general. And when I got back from March break, I found out from my principal, and it was not up to my principal, it all had to do with funding. And I will try my hardest to not make this political, but unfortunately, in my building, I was told that I was accessed. And what that means is that there is no position for me in my current school, and that come September, I will be at a different school. And this came as a very big shock because I am in a highly specialized type of teaching. I'm a behavioral special education teacher. I work with individuals with severe learning disabilities and physical disabilities. And I work closely with a lot of different community partners to help support families in terms of navigating the system once their young adult turns 21, because my students can stay in school till 21. And it was a very big shock because, like I said, I have very high seniority. However, there were individuals lower than me that had other teachables that no one else in the building had. So obviously they needed to keep them, which I completely respect, but it just meant that I had to go. So I'm not upset, like I'm not angry at my administrators or anything. I'm just upset that it comes down to literally school funding and the fact that I'll be leaving my school at the end of June, which is tough because typically in my field, we work with the same students for majority of their time with us. So some of my students, I've been with them from the beginning. I've worked with them, some families, for the past 2 years, and we're very community based. So it was a big shock. Now, my admin did tell me that there is a chance that I could get recalled between now and the end of the school year, meaning that if someone in my building decides to retire based off of my qualifications, I can be called back. But in the meantime, I'm now in the process of, I have two options. I can either go through with a voluntary transfer, which is ironic because I'm not really voluntarily leaving my building, but essentially I can just start applying like the rest of the contract teachers that just want a change of location that were not accessed from their building. Or at the end of May, I will, if I'm not successful with like doing a voluntary transfer, then at the end of May, I'll be placed in a new building for September. So it's been a little rocky emotionally, and that's why there was no WIP'n chat last week, because I got my letter on the Friday going into the weekend. So I'm sure you can imagine it was tough. Obviously, it's hard because like I said, I'm very settled into my building. I'm very settled into my role, but we'll see what happens. But this past week at work, everyone's just been super supportive, you know, making sure that I'm okay, because like I said, we are a really tight-knit community in my building. So we're just making it work. And of course, I'm not the only staff member in my building that got affected. So different departments, you know, are sorting through these changes. But we'll see what happens in terms of that. So yeah, so that's what's been going on in terms of work. And then of course, for me personally, so my school district, like my school board covers a very large area. And it encompasses 3 communities that are very large geographically. So for me, I'm trying to do voluntary transfer for schools closer to home. But of course, if I'm not successful and I do end up in a school that's, you know, a little further from my home, luckily I have a really supportive family. So if I need to, I can, you know, stay with them for a couple days a week, or at least for the year, because then I can, you know, reshuffle myself into a different school the following school year. So it's just a lot. It's just been super busy. So that's what's been going on. Of course, my boyfriend's been super supportive. He definitely helped me through, you know, getting out my frustration. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with work. In terms of non-work things, because we're not here to talk about work and be angry all the time. Life has been lifing. Hardcore. Is that even a thing? So on top of me getting my letter, I have been busy because we are approaching reporting season again. I feel like reporting season is like every few weeks. Yeah. So this past week on Thursday, it was parent-teacher interview night. So I did stay to meet with some of the families, and it's a long day, I won't lie, because I don't come home between the end of the school day and when parent-teacher interviews start. But it's worth it because it's so nice just to, like, you know, chat with the families in person rather than always through the phone or on email. So it was a very pleasant evening. Obviously, it's a long evening. So while I was waiting for my different appointments, I was able to get a head start on my reports. So I'm really happy about that because they are due at oh gosh, I'm looking at the calendar. They are due next week. Ooh, okay. I know. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fine. They're due in about a week. Oh gosh. So yeah, so that's that. I'm trying to think what else has been going on before I get into like non-work things after I just said I won't talk about work, and yet here I am. Yeah, so Thursday was, like, this past Thursday was parent-teacher interview night, and then yeah, that's it in terms of my big work news. I think we can move on finally. Haha. So, in other news, my weekends have been pretty busy. So last weekend, so not Easter weekend that's just passed, but the last weekend, I had a very chill weekend after getting my news. I just really wanted to take care of myself. So I had spent last weekend just hermiting, watching a lot of TV, which has been really nice. I did finally start watching, what's it called? Heated Rivalry. It is so good. I have one more episode to watch and then I'm done the show because I didn't realize it was only 6 episodes. It's really good. It is actually really close to the book, which I was really surprised about because I did have my book club meeting and the girls and I were like talking about Heated Rivalry. I had listened to the audiobook and I told them, I'm like, yeah, it's really good. It's spicy, but it's a good spice. And so the girls in book club are like getting around to reading it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to dive into the TV show. So yeah, so definitely been watching some new TV, Heated Rivalry. And then this past weekend, I finally started season 2 of Monarchy: Legacy of Monsters, which is, I call it the Godzilla TV series. I love it. I am a huge Godzilla fan. Growing up, Godzilla was a big part of my childhood. I blame my father for this. Definitely watched a lot of Godzilla. So I started the new season this weekend, and so far I'm really, really liking it. I did manage to finish my rewatch of Alien Earth, the TV series. So, and I heard like, I think that's getting a second season. So I'm really excited for that. I like watching a lot of like sci-fi, like monster creature type movies. I don't know why. I think they're interesting. Yeah, anyway, make it make sense, right? But yeah, so lots of TV. I'm finally caught up on my Below Deck. So yay. But now it just means that the new season, I have to wait weekly to watch the new episode. And the new episode comes out on, I believe it's Wednesday night. So pretty much Friday night is when I like can actually sit down and enjoy the show. So Friday nights is when I watch the latest episode. So I'm very excited for this coming Friday because there should be a new episode for me to watch. And then, yeah, I've just been like really diving into TV. I finally got around to starting Abbott Elementary, which is like a little sitcom, which it's nice. It's been a while since I've watched a sitcom. I've been enjoying it because for whatever reason, I don't know why I never thought to watch it. It is hilarious. Like Janine kills me. She is something else on that show. If you haven't seen Abbott Elementary, it's literally about elementary teachers at an underfunded school, and the antics that take place are ridiculous. Some of it hits a little too close to home, like when they're trying to fundraise for things. Or like when something gets broken, it's like, when is this getting fixed? Because I'm like, LOL, that is literally so true. But anyway, but yeah, so I've been enjoying Abbott Elementary when I need something a little lighter. And of course, all the Bob's Burgers. Forever watching Bob's Burgers. It is what it is. Like, I don't know. Bob's Burgers is life for me. It is a comfort show. But yeah, so that has been what I've been watching, which I'm actually impressed with myself because, you know, I'm not just watching one thing for once. There's a variety going on. I did watch also the dinosaur documentary narrated by Morgan Freeman. 10 out of 10, but also I just love dinosaurs. So, I mean, it makes sense that I like dinosaurs considering I'm really into Godzilla, and Godzilla is just a giant dinosaur when you think about it, with magical powers. Well, sort of. It's radioactive, but that's besides the point. We don't need to sit through me nerding out to Godzilla. But yeah, so I mean, things have been pretty good. In terms of the books, I have not finished any books. I am still reading Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I think I have just under 200 pages to go until I'm done it. I have been reading, hold on, let me get out my Goodreads so I can like actually read out, oops, as I forget my phone password. Okay, so Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I have just under 200 pages left. I'm really close to finishing King of Flesh and Bone by Liv Zander. That one is on Kindle Unlimited. It's like a dark fantasy romance. It's not as dark and graphic as her other series. Yeah. And then I'm still reading The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. And then my book club decided to pick, what is it called? Yeah, And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. So that is the sequel in the Heartstrings duology. I think it's a duology. I have not started And Now Back to You. I have the ebook, but I just haven't started it because I wanted to finish at least one of the books that I have on the go right now. So we'll see. I mean, I have until the end of the month to finish it, so I'm not overly concerned. Although my one friend, she like binged it. She said it was really good. She couldn't put it down. I was like, you go, girl. Like, but yeah, so I'm really excited to read that book. Honestly, I haven't really been reading when I'm at work because I was doing really well, like reading my book on my lunch. But now I'm back to just reading at night, which has been going well, except I've been extremely tired. So I just fall asleep like right away. So to be honest, I haven't been doing a whole lot of reading. That's okay though, that's fine. I just realized that I don't know what type of line I'm doing. I started over there, now I'm over here. There's a lot of this color. Oh boy. I feel like I should have just like been a little more organized with making my rows. It's fine. It's fine. Progress. But yeah, so definitely been doing a lot more reading. Just slow reading. Did this? Oh no, that is a spot. Okay. But yeah. And then in diamond painting news, I have been actually really good. I have not made a single diamond painting purchase, which is shocking because there has been so many, not so many, well, there has been so many. I mean, every week, all the companies have just beautiful diamond paintings, but there has been quite a few diamond paintings that have been released that I absolutely adore, and I have not purchased them. Obviously, if you've been on my channel, you know that the main company that I tend to buy from is Diamond Art Club. Just because they have more of the artists that I personally really enjoy, which is Margaret Morales and Miss Holly. But yeah, so anyway, so when was it? Not this past weekend's release, but like the weekend before, they released a Margaret Morales diamond painting, and I think it was like Water Tiger or something, Water Lily Tiger. I don't know. There's a lady and she's like hanging out with a tiger and there's beautiful flowers around her. It is stunning. I remember it from voting and I really wanted to get it, but then I told myself, I was like, no, I need to be good. I am working really hard not to be an impulsive shopper. And I've been really working on, you know, just appreciating what I already have and doing what I already have. So I had put the Margaret Morales diamond painting on my wish list. And then this past weekend, oh my gosh, Diamond Art Club released the cutest image from the Gubu family. And it's like a picnic image. It is adorable. I remember voting for that. I did not purchase it. I'm really proud of myself. And then there was like this other image that got released and it's this woman with swans and she's in like, I think she's like, she's giving me like princess fairy, princess swan vibes. Like I really liked it. Again, I did not purchase. I put things on my wish list and I'm really proud of myself. However, on the Diamond Art Club VIP page, they updated their cover photo and it is an unreleased Miss Holly image, which means that it's coming. When, I do not know. And if there is one artist that is always a must buy for me, it is Miss Holly. So now I told myself that I will patiently wait for the Miss Holly diamond painting to be released because that one I will 100% need to pick up. I'm going to see, I really need to figure out how to redeem my Treasure Quest cards because I know I say this a lot, but I'm pretty sure I have enough Treasure Quest cards to like get a gift card. I have no interest in getting a custom diamond painting, to be honest. Like I'd rather use it towards a gift card. And I think I might have enough combinations to get myself a gift card. I don't know. I need to look into it. But yes, so I mean, there's a Miss Holly that is going to be released. When, I don't know, but I am very excited because the last Miss Holly that got released was Wisteria Dreams, which I'm really, really thankful that I was able to pick that one up because it is now out of stock. Yeah. Although, when was it? today or yesterday, Diamond Art Club did a restock, and Harmony in the Highlands by Steve Sundrum was restocked. For whatever reason, that image I'm obsessed with. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I just think it's the greatest thing of life. I think it's the colors. I really do think it's the colors that are getting me. But part of me is like, ooh, am I actually going to enjoy it? Because Steve Sundrum's diamond paintings are very confetti heavy, which typically I've learned confetti doesn't bother me when it's like got a good variety of colors. For example, this image, it's been very confetti heavy, except this section for whatever reason, but like the other sections that I've worked on have been really confetti heavy. But because it's been so colorful, it's really hasn't bothered me. Like, I just don't feel burnt out. So I don't know. So right now, Harmony in the Highlands got restocked. I have not picked it up yet. It's also saying it's a pre-order. So part of me is thinking if it stays in stock until Saturday, and if this Miss Holly diamond painting gets released on Saturday, because to get free shipping in Canada, you typically need to purchase 2 kits. Hence why my diamond painting stash is like so giant. Then I will pick up Harmony in the Highlands. We'll see. We will see. But in my defense, I did need to get some new pants this weekend. So again, like, I'm trying to not be impulsive. I'm trying to only really purchase things that I actually need. And so far I admit, like, I'm doing really well. I think so. I mean, there's only so much one can do, but I try my best. But yeah, so I'm really, really proud of myself that I've been able to show restraint with diamond painting. In terms of my purchasing, I finally got the notification over this weekend that my 2 orders from Creations Morin have finally shipped. So Creations Morin, I had ordered back in March their April mystery box. So that got shipped over the weekend, and I'm so excited because it's supposed to be Easter themed. And if you're new here, Christmas and Easter are my all-time favorite holidays. Easter for not just like the commercial side, but for myself, the religious side of it. But Christmas, I'm a Christmas girly, like through and through. Anyway, so I'm like super excited that my Creations Morin mystery box is finally coming. And then today, because I don't know, I'm always ordering from Creations Morin. It's so bad. Although I did good. I didn't purchase anything during their Easter sale, which was a shock because they always get me. But again, I'm trying to be good. But the second Creations Morin order that's finally on the way is their Easter trays that they came out with. Creations Morin, they always get me really hard with their trays because, one, their trays are like a nice little complete package with like the tray, the stopper, and the lid. And the lid always has really cute designs. And then Joni, the owner, always creates like these beautiful colors that are just scream my color palette, which is bright and colorful and fun. And I just have a lot of Creations Morin trays, which works out because I use the trays to kit up like smaller projects. Yeah, it's a thing. I would totally use my Yellow Dog Design trays to kit up smaller projects, except when Yellow Dog Designs was in business, you had the option to just purchase the tray with no lids. So at the time, I was like, oh, I'll just purchase the trays. I don't need any lids. And I don't trust myself to kit up my drills in trays that have no lids. I mean, I have some trays of Yellow Dog Designs that have lids, but not a lot of them. And I just don't trust myself. Knowing my luck, I'll spill it or tip the tower over. I've done that before. Luckily, no drills were in it though. Thank gosh. It actually was really bad. Anyway, at least I didn't do it on camera, so we're good. But yeah, so yeah, I've been really good with my shopping. I'm proud of myself. Now, what thing that I haven't been too great with is, I think it was sometime last week that I realized I don't have a spring diamond painting. I'm literally working on a Halloween mystery kit, and then the only other diamond painting I have kitted up is Clara and the Nutcracker by Miss Holly, and that is a Christmas kit. And I realized, I'm like, it is like spring and summer. Like, what am I doing? So I had put to a vote on my Instagram story, essentially to help me pick my spring themed kit. And the option was like, I can't remember the artist name, but it's like, has like 3 butterflies and it has a really inspirational phrase, and it's just really pretty. It's a round drill kit. And then the second one is a Hannah Lynn. And the Hannah Lynn one, I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So the Hannah Lynn kit, it's the one with the girl and she's like in the rain, but she's holding an umbrella. I think it's called Rainy Day. I think so. But anyway, so that kit is will be kitted up. I was going to kit it up this past weekend, like for the month of April, but then I've just been in a really good groove with this mystery kit. So I think the Hannah Lynn kit, it'll be kitted up soon because, well, I don't have a choice. I already threw out the box. And if you've been on my channel, you know that I store all my diamond paintings in their boxes until it's time to work on them. And my biggest pet peeve is having diamond paintings not in their boxes. Yes, make it make sense. So yeah, so the Hannah Lynn diamond painting kit will get kitted up. I just don't know when, because I also just don't feel like kitting up. That makes sense. I'm not a fan of it. I wish I could just snap my fingers and then, you know, kits are kitted up, and then snap my fingers and then kits are kitted down, but it is what it is. So yeah, so that kit one, so it will be my springtime canvas. I'm thinking, because this mystery kit is actually moving and grooving, I think this mystery kit, I'll hopefully have it done before the end of April, and then I will just work on the Hannah Lynn. Or if I get really tired of Halloween, then I'll just be like, tuck this one off to the side and work on the Hannah Lynn. But what I do know is that my 2026 goal is to finish this mystery kit, because I've had this kit kitted up since October 2024. But yes, so we'll see. But like I said, and I've said this before, my goal is to reduce my WIPs, even though I only have 2 WIPs on the go, which is actually pretty good because I did finish Miss Rouge. So, you know, I'm getting there. But I definitely want to go back to just having 1 WIP again, because I realized that when I have big projects, I really don't work on, like, I don't really rotate them out. And I think it's just because of how my like diamond painting setup is. Like, I mean, well, actually, the spare bedroom / the craft room is actually very organized. It's actually a very clean space, so shockingly. So anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, so I guess I should get into the most recent updates besides all the other diamond painting rambles. But this past weekend here, it was Easter, and it was a lovely Easter weekend. So for me personally, I kicked off Holy Week by going to church for Palm Sunday, had a beautiful church service there, and then I wasn't able to go to Mass on Thursday for Holy Thursday because it was parent-teacher interview night. But my parents, they're getting ready to go on vacation. So originally I wasn't really going to see them this weekend for Easter, which was fine. But they decided to come down, surprise me, and come down to visit on Good Friday, which was really nice because I was able to organize an Easter, like a little Easter dinner for them, with stuff that I just already had here at the apartment. And we ended up watching the movie The Housemaid with Sydney Sweeney and Amanda, is it Seyfried? I can't pronounce her last name. But it's the movie adaptation of The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And that movie was so good. I am obsessed. I have not read that book particularly. Like, I've read other Frida McFadden books. I just have not read The Housemaid yet. But I'm like, now I want to go back and read the book and see like how close the book was to the, or how close the movie is to the book. But it was so good. So I watched that with my parents on Friday. And then Saturday, my brother and I had made plans to go and get tacos with his fiance. So we ended up going to a taco bar on Saturday, and then we went back to their place and we ended up watching the movie The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, which is one of my favorite romantic comedies. It's just so funny. It kills me how the dog in that movie, his name is Kevin. Like, it's just so random. It's just like, okay, Kevin. Like, I don't expect a dog to be called Kevin. But yes, that movie, it's just like a timeless classic. So we watched that, and then Sunday, which was yesterday, I was just living life. I ended up going on like my walks and whatnot. One of the things that I had done for myself, during the Lenten season was I really wanted to focus on creating a solid wellness routine and a solid routine to help me just get back into having like a healthier diet, really like cleaning my space of clutter, and also like just creating a solid routine for just overall wellness. And I found for myself during the Lenten season, I think I did pretty good. I mean, my original goal was to like cut out sugar. That was hard. So what I ended up doing was I ended up experimenting on like different types of foods I could eat that were just more nutritious for myself, and, you know, just gave me that sense of sweet without it actually being unhealthy sugars, like chocolate, candy, things like that. So over the Lenten season, one thing that I had done was I had explored healthier breakfasts. So I got into eating like overnight oats and making overnight oats for myself, how to make like protein rich smoothies. And I used sort of the Lenten season as a time to just reflect on how I can just help myself de-stress. Like, I just took the last 40 days of Lent and just really focused on, you know, bettering myself. So part of what came out of that was I've started making like a really more focused exercise routine, and I've become more committed and very much embedded in my daily routine now is like working out, which before, like, don't get me wrong, I've always like worked out. It's just I never focused on weights. So I've been starting to dabble more into exploring like lifting weights. And so Sunday, being Easter Sunday, I had church in the morning, and then I ended up going for my walk. And then because this past weekend, it was, you know, a holiday weekend, I used Easter Sunday as a day to sort of reset my eating. So I ended up, oh no, I did do that right. I ended up meal prepping, or starting to meal prep for the work week. I did my workout, I tidied up my space, and I don't know, like, I feel like the habits that I started to work on during the Lent season, they're starting to just become more part of my everyday, which has been great. Of course, like, my boyfriend's been like super supportive of that too. So I'm like, oh, love you for that. But yeah, so that was my Sunday. And then today I was actually off from work because for us in the school system, we get the Easter Monday off. So today I had an appointment this morning at 8 a.m. and then I ended up getting hit with like, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling that great. I've been getting a lot of like weather related headaches. At least I think they're weather related, because every time the temperature shifts or we've been getting like bad storms, I get like really bad headaches. Which I seriously need to book an appointment with the doctor. I think I said that like the last WIP'n chat. But long story short, I ended up passed out on my couch, which was fine. I was, woke myself up because I had booked for myself a spa treatment. Because I haven't been to the spa in like so long. So I had the spa this afternoon. I did a facial, which was really nice. I don't normally do things like that, so it was a nice little treat. And then I came home, ate my dinner, packed my lunch for tomorrow, took a nice warm shower because it's cold today, and now I'm here diamond painting and filming my WIP'n chat. And it's almost my bedtime because it is 10 to 8 and I normally go to bed at around like 9:30. So yeah, so I mean, I've just been busy since the last time I had my WIP'n chat. In terms of things coming out this week, I believe this week, I can't remember what video it is, to be honest, because during March break I had filmed so many videos. But yeah, so there will be a video up on Thursday. And we'll see if the next WIP'n chat, if I'm still working on the Halloween one or if I cave and kit up my Hannah Lynn. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I mean, just a few things, of course. I mean, it's always busy, but yeah. So, and I think next weekend, my boyfriend, I will get to see him. He's been working a lot, so I wasn't able to see him over the Easter weekend in person, which sucks, but I mean, that's the things you gotta do when it's a long distance. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else other than the fact that I actually did pretty good. I'm actually surprised with the progress on this kit, especially this section. Yeah, I can see it. And I'm almost done with this color. And then up here, it's a lot of 310 because the 310 is the black dot. So it's a lot of that. Interesting. I don't see any special drills, which sucks. The last section I worked on had like the really pretty like aqua seafoam green fairy dust. And oh, it was so beautiful. But it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, so I think I've been talking your ear off. I feel like this is one of my like longest WIP'n chats of life. I actually don't know how long I've been talking for, but I feel like I got out all my updates. I think that's it. So I'm gonna wrap up tonight's video and I will catch you in the next one. Now, if you did make it to the end of this video, why don't you leave me either a dinosaur emoji or a little ghosty emoji, because they're just fun. All right, so if you did enjoy today's video, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support does mean the world to me. Of course, if you are looking for more diamond painting content, you can find me on my Instagram at ShineBrightDiamonds2023. So until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye, everyone.